Okay, welcome back to my Let's Play of Disco Elysium on the PC. Last time was probably the most exciting part of this game so far. There's really not much comparison for excitement in this game. Being in a actual firefight with mercenaries involved is definitely up there. And you wouldn't really tell just by looking, but we were actually shot twice. But we're doing all right. It is possible. We can't discount this. It is possible I'm actually dead. This is like, it's like a Jacob's Ladder type thing or something. I'm just visioning this in my head before I actually die. Look, door's open. You can walk right into Kim's room. See gleaming white enamel. No bottles inside. I mean, look, we're walking around, no problem. The room has been cleaned, and the door is open to Kim's room. Something's fishy. The alarm is set for 6:50 a.m. Medicinal supplies in the cupboard. Mercurochrome, a scalpel, antibiotics. These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear to be fragments of the lieutenant's paperwork, half finished. You make out notes on this and other recent cases. I had Gart open the door to your room. He closes the notes. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night. Thank you for keeping this thing alive a little longer. It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. We both got lucky, considering the odds we faced. There's a pause. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. The Stereo 8 player has been reunited with its right speaker. Let's just step out onto the balcony. See if it's an apocalyptic wasteland. No. Seems alright. Something written there. Bonjour. I'll have to get down there to read that. Ouch, that leg hurts. Maybe if you don't run, it'll be okay. Oh, great. That won't be tedious. This looks kind of apocalyptic.
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you.
I did, thank you. Big improvement. You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended this establishment and its clientele from gunfire. I give credit where credit is due, and that, sir, was a nice shot. I was watching until you hit him. Crawled inside then. Bullets started flying. Anyway, he clears his throat. He really wants you to realize that he was also on the balcony looking by, in the danger zone, so to say. I wish you a quick recovery. Also, he raises his finger, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, the drinks are not, he adds. Just felt I needed to specify that. Where did everyone go? Oh, you know. He looks around at the empty place. People don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business. What happened to the man with the sunglasses? Shakes his head. I don't remember everyone who comes here, and many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Must be a fad. So I have to mention, when it happened, you were right out there, on the balcony. Yeah, I was, yeah. He nods, trying to remain aloof. That's because I'm a badass. He really took courage. Don't pick at him. Just nods stoically. He nods back at you, even more stoically. Make that 3. Lieutenant is nodding too, hands crossed. All right, thanks. No problem. He looks around at the empty establishment. They'll come back. They always do. Okay. Yeah, so I forgot. We're actually going up to talk to Clausier. Because she lied to us about something or other. Looks like she's left something on the table. Oh, wait, yeah, she left. No, I wasn't going to talk to Clausier. I was going to check out her window. The crime scene. Next to stacks of bills, you see a note. A few lines jotted down in large, uneven handwriting, just as the writer is about to rush out the door. I'm sorry I fucked everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.S. Gift upstairs. A gift? Lieutenant turns to the staircase suspiciously, looking for any signs of another presence in the shadows above. What could this gift be? I'm not drawing my gun, yet, but I don't like gifts. He says he's not, but his hand moves instinctively towards his holster as he studies the note. Relax, not everyone is out to trap you. Seems she left in a hurry. It's hardly surprising. Well, there was a shootout. A red thread, made of nylon. It leads out of the room and onto the roof. It does, huh? Thread is tied to the antenna. That got me a skill point for some reason. Look, a handful of dried white wildflowers. Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. Move your hand fast! Yeah! You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell. Lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod. Okay. What's with this thread? Let's examine the window. You see the same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman. Only now a red thread bisects the room, pointing from the antenna outside to the cupboard on the wall. This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us. Lieutenant tests the thread with his finger. Drawn taut, it rebounds instantly. A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside. A prime to then widen into a radius of locations in Martinez. B prime, B double prime, B triple prime. Where does the thread lead? It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, from a point beyond the roof. B. B triple prime. The island in the bay. Is she trying to tell us the shot came from the islet? He nods. Unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna, that is where the thread seems to point. There are runes on that islet. Is it islet or islet? This is such a strange alien word that no one uses in conversation. Let's hear dictionary.
Islet.
It's islet. I don't know if you heard that, but it's islet. There are runes on that islet, a sunken sea fort. I saw it through the coin-operated viewer. I remember. He looks out the window and onto the bay. How did she know how to do this? She was there that night. She would have known precisely where the bullet hole was in that glass. It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her? This is her way of saying she's starry. I find that hard to believe, but at this point, what difference does it make? This is also the only point of origin we haven't ruled out yet. So it is. For a second, he seems tired. Maybe we need to go to the island? The wind blows in from the open window. Lieutenant sighs, looking into the cold distance across the water. He's trying to justify it to himself. The lead is flimsy. You might as well go around Martinez looking under every rock and talking to every person. But what else is there? What else is there? Not a lot, no. I'm going to the island. Are you in? Of course, he nods. Of course I'm in. He takes a second to gather himself, then says, how do we get there? Joyce Messier had her sloop, but she's gone. Lillian, the net picker. She's tarring her boat. Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go. Right, so we have to go all the way to the village. And I'm discouraged from running. I mean, my body complained when I ran. I don't know if that has repercussions. Fuck it. I'm probably already dead anyways. Alright. Bonjour. Je serai de retour près de toi. Damn, my French is getting real fucking rusty. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not even gonna try and offer a translation. The graffito is... Oh, one day I will return to your side. Okay, retour. Yeah, again, okay. Près de toi. I guess. The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil. Looks like Cindy the Skull finally found the words for her masterpiece. The lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel oil with his finger. Looks like it is, yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday. Alright. Interesting. Let's hoof it. Certainly is dark. Is it 2:45 p.m. or a.m.? Maybe it's a.m. That's why it's so dark. It must be. What the fuck am I doing?
Officer, what happened? You're wounded. Why are you wounded? You look terrible.
Wounded. You're not limping, you're you. Some people hurt me.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but they were closer than usual.
There was an exchange of fire on the Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
I also got shot in the chest.
That's nothing to brag about, officer.
It's not serious. He'll be okay.
Should see the other guys. 2 dead, 1 in the hospital.
So you're a killer. That's good, I guess. I guess. Better than being dead.
Not a killer, I'm a cop.
Aye, I guess you are. I understand. That's how it goes.
I have a question for you.
Of course. Can I help you with something?
We need to get to that island. That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. She points to her skiff next to the jetty. We got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead. What's on that island? I saw some kind of ruins through the binoculars. Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war, for the communards. An anti-aircraft gun, I think. Bombed to bits in the landing. I haven't been there myself. Always steered clear of it. Hasn't been there herself. Who has then? You said you haven't been there yourself. Who has then, if not you? My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. People died there during the landing, you know. My mother told me. This must be one of the many fortifications that was used in the dying days of the revolution against coalition forces before they took this city. She looks around. The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do. On rafts. I tell them not to, but they bring back old bullet casings and such. Which kids? The twins. She points to the 2 kids playing on the concrete yard. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge. Can we maybe ask her twins about that place before we go? Would that be alright? Be my guest. She looks at the boys. They have a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them. I seldom do. Is there anything I should know about getting there? Well, most of it's sunken, underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter from the south side. Water's deep there. Can we borrow your boat? If you promise to bring it back. And no scraping the hull. I just got it nice and yellow. And no drinking on the boat. Her eyes narrow. And no joyriding either. Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two. Official police business. Aye, she nods. Nods along, attentively. The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes as she smiles at you. Thank you. We'll use your skiff to get there then. She nods. Please be conservative with the fuel, will you? I just filled her up, but it's a small tank. Alright. Okay. Well, the boys would be here if it wasn't 3 a.m. So, screw it. We're just rocking and rolling. We don't need to talk to weird kids. A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle and you're off into the bay. A strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now? Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this. It's always unfortunate when a game has to, like, warn you that you're at this point of no return. I mean, I get it, you know? Obviously, some people really like to know. But it sort of ruins something, doesn't it? It's like, oh, okay, we're at that point. You take the engine, Kim. I'll hold the boombox. What? Say nothing. Fine, why not? He shrugs. Very cool. Now tune it to SAD FM. You know you want to. SAD FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow rock songs. You seem to know its frequency by heart. Get in and ride to the island.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally.
Especially poignant that we're doing this at 3 a.m. The boat comes to a slow stop. Kim turns the engine off. Then there's silence. There's very little wind here today. The ghost is standing still. You look at your arms, then the cliffs above you. Let's go, he whispers. A makeshift bridge. The bombs were powerful enough to break the foundation. The rusted chain trails off into the ocean. These stairs feel ancient. Soldiers' feet ran up them long ago. Attention, inflammable. Some fuel has leaked out of the barrel. Black, viscous. Warm air from the inside of the building. It's warmer there than out here. The barrel says ICM. You see a star with little specks in it. ICM. This feels familiar somehow. RCM. It sounds like RCM, Revachol Citizens Militia. It does. Why? The RCM may descend from the ICM. May. It's impossible to say. He looks toward the darkened doorway. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and criminals. Nice political thoughts rush through your neocortex. It's gonna be hard to say them. Carrying around all that weight on a busted crutch is making you pant. What I'm hearing is we descend from the glorious Revolutionary Army. There were all sorts of groups and groupuscles back then. Doesn't really matter. He bows to inspect the barrel. And what is the RCM? Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official name of the Communards Army, the black and white army of the Revolution. Sounds an awful lot like... Oh yeah, okay. A white star. No, he looks at it. An upside-down star. With its horns in the sky. The symbol of the commune. Are those specks stars too? No, that's the uninhabited archipelago. A DeLorean-era symbol of Insolent, known as the Face in the Sea. Looks old. What's it still doing here? After, he thinks, 44 years? It's not nearly enough to hide what happened here, Lieutenant Euphrater. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw. The city is full of things like this. Old bullets, guns, fuel. The little birch from the coin-operated viewer, still holding on. No way to get up there. The stairs are gone. Careful, these stairs have collapsed. An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The cables disappear into the wall to your right. Lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel, checking for warmth. It's cold now, he concludes, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired. Pour fuel into the tank. Lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown viscous fluid pours out and the room fills with a chemical smell. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. Lieutenant flicks the switch. Pull the rope. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle. That should do it. Where did these wires lead? Looks at the wall socket. Downstairs somewhere. Tap on the side. The tank is far from full, but there should be enough inside to keep it going for a day. This was once an armament rest. Books, mostly fantastique and historical fiction. Dishes stained with sauce and fire. A survivor's kitchen. There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft-cover books. White linen and a pillow are visible under a worn-out Karakul blanket. Someone has been squatting here. The lieutenant inspects the bed. The linen is fresh, recently washed. How recently? A flash of pain interrupts you, making you wince instead of letting the words out. You know, officer, he looks at you with a touch of concern. You can rest here if you're feeling tired. I'll keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead. Maybe a little shut-eye, just an hour. Face the concrete wall. There's less light there in the dark corner. Like a dog, you lie there. Curl up with your knees close to your chest. The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete and cold. Minutes pass. Half an hour, maybe. The sounds of the sea beyond grow distant. Your eyelids close until you feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hatch from the blackness. It's evening. Evening? I slept a hell of a long time. Uh-oh. Where's Kim? Lieutenant's no longer here. Go outside to the beach. Okay. Is that where we came from? Oop. Generator's off. Oh my god. How long did I sleep? The door is still here, closed. Feels strange somehow. You can't get in. You mean out? How long was I asleep? I don't even have a UI anymore. I slept so long the UI left. Go down to the chain. There's something there. What chain? What is a chain? What are we talking about? Oh, an actual chain. Walk into the water. Now. Why? Why? You see your footprints on the water. Oh, this isn't going to be good. Further. Okay. Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state, turns around to face you. She has an airship bag in her hand. She seems to be in a hurry. Okay, don't say you need to talk right away. Melt the ice first. This way you're already talking. But you don't even want to talk to her. She would only be cold and mean. Let her go. Let her go? This is the holy queen of the territories of Mundi and insolent. Think of the historic knowledge we could glean. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win her back. Win her back? How does that fit in here? What is the holy suzerain doing here anyway? Something is off.
I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time to...
She stops mid-sentence, glances to her right, and looks at her bag. She means she doesn't have time to tend to your emotions. You don't have time to tend to my emotions. She sighs and looks over her shoulder. What are you doing? Stop saying things like that. Where are you going?
I'm going to Morova. To live there. In Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime.
What's in the bag?
Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown of immortality.
Toothbrush, passport, crown of immortality. Crown of immortality, aren't you already wearing one?
Oh, this?
She corrects the wreath on her forehead.
This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana and raw palladium. It was passed on to me by the rulers of late antiquity.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more to say, then over her shoulder.
Anyway,
Can you stay for a moment? We need to talk. We need to have one more massive epic showdown.
no, Harry. No. I don't want a massive epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. I have tickets for the 10:20 flight to Morova. Really. We don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us, our love, our unborn daughters. It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be alone. In hell. Forever. That's just the way it is.
Oh god, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try it now. Are you sure? Are you sure? I think I could handle it. I brought you this figurine of a headless fallen rider. I don't want it. She doesn't take it. It looks expensive. I don't want it. I thought you liked figurines. I thought the figurines were for getting you back. That's not what the figurines do, Harry. But then the figurines don't do anything. She looks at the headless fallen rider between your fingers and doesn't know what to say. Maybe this revolutionary figurine, then. Maybe you can take this revolutionary figurine. It's got a little musket. No, please. Please don't give me anything. What about dice? I had some custom dice made in this place. A doomed commercial area. Harry, I don't want things. I want to go to the aerodrome. Okay, I won't give you things then. I didn't ask for things. It's too late to give me anything. I would have liked these things a long time ago. The headless fallen rider especially. But now only boring hell remains. Her crown of hair is aglow with the red of the neon on the corner. Like this, she tramples her feet for warmth. It's getting really cold outside. I get the feeling you're not really Dolores Day. I don't know what you mean, Dolores Day. She looks at you quizzically. It does not seem like a mystery she wants to get into. You're the voice on the phone. Oh, Harry, you shouldn't have done that. She shakes her head very slowly, her white hair brushing her shoulders. Do what? Call me like that. You ruined it. There was still a chance. You should have waited longer. She would have called you instead. I know, you would have called me yourself if I just let you. I was too impatient. Oh, Harry, do you really think so? We haven't talked in years. I don't want to call you. I don't want to hear from you. I think you less and less every year. Weeks go by without me remembering you. Months already. Soon it will be years. Every season that passes, the light gets less clear. I sit there in Morova in the holy gratitude of my bliss. I put my hand on my belly and smile. The air gets cold around you. She looks down on her stomach, then up at you. Her eyes are full of tremendous distance and mystery. The death blow is coming. Black-eyed dogs wander the alleys. Apple trees hang their bony limbs low over the patchwork of roofs, red and black. Revachol West, the evening sun. She's left and bloomed, far away from us, our vast soul. Your name is Dora. That's what the voice said on the phone. Dora is short for Dolores. Dubois, yes. Dora Dubois. Are you Dora Dubois? Oh, no, 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 she shakes her head. We're not doing that again. That was not the death blow yet. You saved yourself, for now. Keep stumbling around and it will happen. You're the X something. Wasn't I Dolores Day just a second ago? Now I'm the X thing. You're confusing me. Look, I have to be at the Lausanne Aerodrome at 10:20 p.m. I still have a light rail to catch. She keeps glancing over her shoulder nervously. I haven't even bought the tickets yet. I'm glad we're having this conversation. I'm getting so much closure. I'm glad too, but I have to go. My friends are waiting for me on the platform. I can't let them wait. It's impolite. Say nothing, just look at her. She does not look back. Instead, eyes her fingernails. They're bitten, frayed. The evening wind blows in the the evening wind blows in. The gown wraps around her like a white flag. You're the morning. The morning? I don't understand. No, I meant mourning. I'm grieving, but you're not even dead. Oh my god, Harry, stop. I don't want to hear anything about the mourning. Mourning someone who's still alive. Any of that. I can't do that anymore. I'm not 80 years old. I'm 32. People my age are not supposed to mourn. She breathes out. It sounds more angry than a sigh. On second thought, you're Dolores Day, Queen Regnant of the territories of Mundy and Insolent, and nothing else. Yes, Harry, I am. Things have gotten much better for me, now that I am the ruler of the known world. She pulls up the silvery sleeve of her gown to check the time. Oh god, it's already so late. I have to go, Harry. But you said I have a vast soul and you'll always come back to it. We both said a lot of things. We were very young. Actually, you didn't say it. You wrote it in a letter. A handwritten letter. I kept it in my paperwork. As Queen Regnant, I write a lot of letters. She brushes a strand of white hair out of her eye. You need to recite it to her. For effect, all of it. No summaries. Okay. I have it right here. Let me refresh your memory. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Please, Harry, I just don't have time for this. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows, until by the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me completely. I step on the light rail and look back. Something, bow collector. I know it will be like this, till I walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Okay, stop. Yes, she surrenders. Are you happy now? No, I'm not happy. She sighs in frustration. Then why are you doing this? There's more. Kisses, kisses, kisses. Very well, she sighs. I wrote it. It was morning. You slept. There was hoarfrost on the ground when I left. On Voyager Road. It was autumn. The first autumn. But Harry, please understand, it was 1,000,000 years ago. No. It was 100 million years ago. It was someone else then. Filled to the brim with love for you. Hanging on your every word. Oh, Harry, you were the coolest. But I'm no longer that person. This, she points to herself, has taken her place. It will devour you, Harry. I will eat your mind. Voyager Road. I know that place. Where is it? It's here, Harry. She looks around. We are on Voyager Road. At the end of it. 300 meters from the stop. We used to come here to rent videos. The house. There. She points across the water into the darkness. You could not pay the electrical bill. It became a lightless tomb. The years you spent training for the militia. My parents' money. It was not good. Surely the alcohol didn't help either. Were we drinking? She looks at her toenails sticking out from under the gown. Everyone has a little glass of wine every now and then. I certainly do. It's a Queen Regnant thing. I don't think it was the alcohol. It was inevitability. There was a bow collector, a light rail, streetcar number. 42, she nods sadly. That is the light rail that took me to Quran to school and work. Every morning. It's the same stop I met you in, Harry. 100,000 million years ago. No human being should still remember the position of atoms such eons ago. It must feel unnaturally sad, a sadness so ancient it is shared even by archaeobacteria. What now? What happens now? What is the next thing we talk about? Is there really anything left? If not, we can always repeat one of the things we have already talked about. Talk about it again. She looks over her shoulder. If you do not feel like doing that, you should let me go to the aerodrome. I know you still love me. He's like stalking her. What the fuck? With your feet trembling from the steps you took, tepid and fearful, you stand against her, her body close to you, radiating warmth. With your eyes closed, you move your lips on her mouth. She's not kissing you back. But I succeeded. This was not about failure or success. This was always going to be horror. I should not have suggested it, and you should not have listened to me. I feel her breath. Her chest rising like a pillow, warm exhalations against the side of your mouth, her tender soul moving through her lungs. Hidden, distant, kept safe from you. Her cheek against mine. Feels like a soft fuzz, a bird covered in down feathers, brushing against your broken capillaries. The world's most precious material, reserved for those she lets close enough to feel it. You are stealing a touch. It's not yours to take. Cold silver against my forehead. The delicate wreath on her forehead pressing into your temple. The silver is cold from the spring evening air. Squeeze her wrist. Her hand does not return the grip. Her body is rigid. A current of unease courses through it. Move your mouth. Nothing, just pillows against you. Unresponsive, but for the taste of apricots. You're not kissing me back. The moment is ending. She's going to move her face away from yours. Trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew and you held onto her hand, she tried not to look at your face and see the expression there. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you. You didn't kiss me back. She breathes out heavily, as if something painful has passed through her, and shakes her head. Say nothing. Stand there like a useless dildo. She shakes her head one more time. The evening wind rustles her hair, blowing old newspapers and fast food wrappings down the street. You're the apricot chewing gum scented one. No, she just shakes her head once more. I'm just Dora. That's it then. No, Harry, not yet. There is one more thing you have to see. She slides her hands down her chest and onto her lower stomach, and smiles. I'm pregnant. Swallow. You know what this means. Is it mine? Of course not. She looks down at her belly, then up into your old eyes. I terminated yours. Don't you remember, you poor fuck? Poverty-stricken fuck. Now go ahead. She wipes her palms into the silk of her gown. Ask me more questions. Let's talk about something else. More questions. Ask more. That's not a very good way for things to be. It's not, but she looks at her feet. Little golden sandals cover her toes. But what? Tell me there's something good. I don't know why I said but. There is no but. That's it. That's it, yes. She looks up from her toes. We've talked about it a million times. You will get over it, just like I did. People do. Things will get good for you again. Where? In hell? Stop, you're only making it worse for him. You never help with anything. Maybe. I think I've reached the end of the investigation. See? Her eyes widen. It just takes some time. For you, I think it will take something like 20 years, maybe. It was hard for me, too. I used to think I couldn't live without you. She looks you straight in the eye. Her irises are light blue, flecked with green. But I can. It doesn't have to be like this. Maybe we could try again. No, Harry, we can't. Why? We already tried again and it didn't work. Is that how it is now? We should just try all good things twice and then give up. By that logic. Not you, too. What went wrong when we tried again? I can do it better. I don't know. Please. She shuffles from one golden sandaled foot to the other. In the distance, a streetcar screeches. Why? Why can't we be together? Harry, we can't be together because you're insane. Her eyes turn to sorrowful ovals. She avoids turning them to you. Insane? How? They're turning moist now, her eyes. She slowly shakes her head and tries to get a hold of herself, brushing her hands in her gown. What do you mean by insane? You know what I mean. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a cop. It's not easy work, like some kind of academy or something. A cop. You've worked there for so long you can't even talk like a normal person anymore. It's always lists with you. Questions. They're not lists, they're trees. This is another one, isn't it? We're in a tree right now. Yes, but it's not possible to talk without trees. It's not just the lists or trees or whatever. She corrects the wreath on her head with her hands trembling now. You get sad, Harry. Too sad. People can't get that sad. It's impossible to watch. Other people get sad too, but not like you. You stay down for too long, until you start giving your thoughts names and talking to things. In conclusion, you're ill. You're an old, insane man, and you have to be in hell until the end of your life, and I have to go to Morova. Don't go. I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8:30. Her fingers wrap around the bag handle. I'm gonna go now. Lies, sire. She cannot but love you. She has said so 100 times. Can't we sit down and have a coffee first? There's a cafeteria on the corner. No, that would only be painful and dull. At the aerodrome, life, love, and laughter are waiting for me. At the cafeteria, dust, hell, and tragic comedy. You don't want me to let you go. Not really. You asked me not to. That was someone else. I betrayed her, overrode her, and am happier for it. And I'm really going now. Time is up. I must be on the 10:20 flight. She turns. Will we ever see again? I won't see you, but you'll see me. How can that be? Oh, Harry, this is a dream, can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened? She looks around. A year? 2? 5 years ago? How will I see you again then? Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, it really looks like it started happening again. There's the video rental. I'm suffocatingly beautiful and young, and I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum, like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness, after leaving you the first time, so long ago. But this is intolerably bad. Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death, or war, or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is in the heart, Harry. See you tomorrow. You're up quick. How was your sleep? My sleep was deep and invigorating. Desperately tried to cover up all the blood seeping out with your hands. Of course, I was just thinking maybe you've torn your stitches. Are you ready to move on? Spit out the blood and get back to work. You're badass like that. Okay, he replies simply. He's still worried. You must have really thrashed and squealed in your sleep. Alright. So we actually, we completed that task of giving Dolores Day the figurines. I guess, I mean, I don't know what I really expected. That we would actually run into Dolores Day or something, but yeah, we did it. Crazy stuff. Alright, we'll leave it off here. We got more searching to do next time on this crazy island, but we are past the point of no return, apparently. So I think we might be approaching some sort of conclusion. My name is Mangg. Game watching has been Disco Elysium. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.